Mac Buckley here with the UCCS Athletic Network. Here we have Jen Vigil after a big win against Chadron State Eagles. Jen, real quick, going 3-0 on the conference. How does that make you feel just starting off that on a good note?
It's great, especially coming off, an 0-2 weekend right before conference started. It's great to kind of be kick-started in a lot of wins. I think our team really needed it, and it was just great. Everyone got to play today. It was kind of a win that we always really struggle against Chadron, and it's always a really tight game. So it was great to come in here and have a game that we felt we were pretty in control the whole time, and finally, it was a good way to finally end playing Chadron.
And definitely last year, looking at that record, going 1-1 against them, knowing that this is a really big game on the conference, and then being on the road. Jen, how did you find success on the court, going 4 for 9 from the three-pointer?
Well, I know a big problem we had last year with this team was defense, and so I think that especially when you're on the road, the gym's loud, that kind of thing, you have to just really focus on your fundamentals. And our coaches harp about that all the time. But it was good. Our team was in a lot of help positions today, so it was nice knowing that if someone were to beat me, I know someone's right there and has my back. And so I think just really buckling down on our defense was just a huge factor on the road.
And Jen, also looking at your stats, talking about defense, but let's talk offense real quick. You just being that starting player and being an awesome three-point shooter. In the conference right now, Jen, you've made 2.6 three-pointers per game average, 5 against Black Hills last Saturday. Tonight you continue that with 4. And then also looking in the conference, you are 8th right now in three-point shooting. It's still early on in the season, but it seems like you have high expectations for yourself this year.
Yeah, definitely. I think that I've always kind of been the player, is whatever I can give to the team that night is great. And so lately with a lot of our great post players that we have, a lot of people have been doubling down. So it's been really fortunate for me, because I'll just, kind of sit at that three-point line, and once they double down, our posts are great at kicking it back out. So it's kind of just the guards' jobs to really, clean that up, and if they're doubling down, for us to get a lot of scoring from it. So it's been great. I just, I do what I can, and usually my defense kickstarts my offense. But it's been great. I love shooting threes, so it's good.
And just real quick to talk about that, when you started the game, it seemed like you missed a couple, not finding that stride. How do you shake that off mentally, knowing that three-pointers is your game, that's your jam? How do you continue to find the mental success to knock down those three-pointers?
You just kind of have to have a short memory, and you have to. I know a lot of my teammates picked me up today because after I think I missed 2 in a row, and I was pretty frustrated. And the team really just came and was just like, "You hit a great shot. You're fine. Just keep going." And they're really supportive. So that was really helpful for me, and just realizing that it's gonna happen sometimes. Like tonight, you could miss 2 in a row and then hit 3 in a row, and that's just kind of how basketball is. So you have to have a short memory on things like that, and just understand that. That happens to every shooter, so just let it go and keep doing what you're doing, and don't really change things. Try to drive a bit more and kick, but for the most part, just be confident when you shoot.
Jen, looking at the game, ended up having 24 points as a team in that third quarter, and then Chadron came back in the fourth quarter with 26 points. You still ended up getting a win, but really, when they come back like that, how do you find the consistency for the next game on defense?
I think, like I said, just understanding that when you're on the road, things are a little bit different. And coming together as a team, I know that the bench was great this game, and making sure that, we picked up everyone on the court, and on the court, everyone's, they're trying their hardest. Everyone's playing their heart out. And so I think just taking that and realizing that, yeah, we won. It's a little closer at the end, got closer than I'd wanted, but we won, and it's great. And so next game to really come out and just play hard, do the same thing we were doing, in the first 3 quarters, and just really take it to them on defense, which usually kickstarts our offense. So it's kind of all you can do.
And then also just looking at the game and seeing how many free throws they ended up having. Chadron ended up going to the line 24 times, and reflecting on that and trying to be better on defense as far as boxing them out and not letting them get to the ball. How important is it when you don't foul and when you get that defensive or offensive rebound?
It's huge. I think that a big thing with Chadron was they would run at you. And so what you have to do is you have to come out further and get them right away before they get a full head of steam and can just run, try to get it from you. So that was a big thing for us this game was, carrying into the next game is to understand that those rebounds really matter. And a lot of them, I believe they had a lot of missed free throws, but we can't, always count on that. So as a team, we need to definitely buckle down. Don't let those, rebounds happen for the other team, and just continue to not foul. That would be huge. Yeah.
And Jen, I continue to ask you this, but playing with your sister, she ended up getting 11 points tonight. You got 12 points. Just seeing that chemistry, seeing that dynamic athleticism from both of you out there is really fun to watch. The give and goes are great. How do you continue to like that, or is it getting frustrating playing with your sister at this time of the season?
No, it's great. I really do love it. sometimes I feel very, protective of my little sister. So if she gets fouled or I think it should have been a foul, I get real fired up. I really don't like people touching her. So it's been great. I think that, again, like I've been saying, I'm so fortunate to have that out here and to just understand what she's doing has been great. And she works her butt off, and I think that I can respect that in any player, someone who's going to go out there and just play their hardest and give it all that they have. 'Cause that's what I try to do every game. So it's been nice for her. She thinks I'm a mom sometimes, but you know what? It just comes with being an older sibling.
Definitely can see her getting you motivated out there with her intensity on the court. But Jen, you're going to have a quick turnaround. You headed down to Regis, going to have a game in Denver, Colorado against the Regis Rangers. Knowing that it's a quick turnaround like that and on the road for these conference games, how big is that game against Regis, knowing that the record last year was 1-2 and you guys ended up beating them for that quarterfinal conference game?
It's huge. I think that, coaches always say you should never, lose at home, but then they also say you should never lose on the road. So we should just never lose. But I think it's huge. I think being on the road and being in someone else's gym, those games really matter for down the road. And I think, especially coming back such a far ways, I think just staying focused. I think our team is good about having a great time, but once it's time to start for the game, we're all in it, we're focused, so I think we just need to continue to do that, especially it's Saturday games are more mental, and I think that just staying focused mentally will really help us tomorrow night, so hopefully we can go out there and just everyone do what they need to do, kind of just buckle down on defense, get those rebounds, and try not to foul.
I like your idea, Jen, not losing at all anymore. Yeah. Mac Buckley here with the UCCS Athletic Network with Jen Vigil as she just recapped the win against Chadron State Eagles. Jen, thank you so much for your time, and good luck.
Thanks, Matt.